On this day, I went to Manhattan to check out a project I worked on that had recently went live. 2025 was my worst year yet work-wise, so it felt good to end it on a positive note with some new work for a big client. Walking up the stairs to catch a train to Manhattan.
I'm Camilla, and I'm a year two. 6 people died subway surfing last year. That's 6 families heartbroken by the loss of a loved one. Don't put your family through that pain.
It's kind of hard to hear, but there's an announcement in the background talking about the dangers of subway surfing. It's crazy to me how popular subway surfing is among Gen Z New Yorkers. That was a rare thing when I was a teen. Apologies for the shaky filming all throughout this video. I'll get a camera for vlogging soon. I rode the train one stop too far and had to walk down a few blocks from Rockefeller Center. I didn't mind though. It was nice to walk through Midtown for a change. Side note, the amount of nationalism on display in the USA is very weird and has been for a very long time. Anyways, there were a good amount of tourists in the area for the holiday season. The big Christmas tree at Rockefeller Center. Made it to the main branch of the New York Public Library. The New York Public Library had an exhibition celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture. I animated a looping video that was a little over 4.5 minutes, and it featured some of the works and artifacts on display in the exhibit. It was a privilege to work on a project that helped to celebrate such an important national landmark and world renowned research center located not too far from me up in Harlem. There's been a concerted effort to deny and whitewash history here in the United States of America, and it seems to be at its apex at the moment. That makes exhibitions like this more important than ever. I was pleasantly surprised and heartened by how many people were there when I went to check out the installation. I forgot how big of a tourist attraction the main branch of the New York Public Library is. The exhibition was on view until May 3rd, 2026. I kind of wish I went back to check it out one more time before it was done. And I also wanted to get this vlog done before then, but I just couldn't find the time. Back to Brooklyn. I started working on another project for the New York Public Library on this day. The handle of this coffee grinder broke a couple of days after filming this. I was honestly tired of using that handheld grinder though. It was really loud and took forever to grind up beans. Here I'm reading the style guide for the upcoming New York Public Library exhibit. I was commissioned by my old senior thesis professor from Parsons for these New York Public Library projects. He co-owns a studio called Pure and Applied. Took a short break to water the plants on my balcony. I'm looking forward to spring so I can plant some flowers. I'm trying to have my balcony be real lush by the summer. I bought a Stream Deck during the Black Friday sales last fall. I also bought a tour box. It's another macro keyboard, but specifically for applications used for creative work. I've put this device through its paces since buying it, and it has sped up my workflow a lot. There's a bit of an adjustment period at first, but working feels a lot more immersive and seamless after getting comfortable with it. It seems to be designed for right-handed artists though. Kind of weird they don't have a version for lefties, considering how prevalent left-handedness is among creative people. I played around with its orientation to see what felt most comfortable. I think I'll eventually make a video reviewing it. Torbox's marketing is a bit aggressive. For about a month or two after I bought it, seemingly every other ad on my Instagram was from them. Also, pretty much all of the reviews of it I've watched on YouTube, and I've watched a lot of them, are from people who got it for free. Both of those things make Torbox seem less credible than it really is, on top of the fact that it looks like a video game controller, which makes some people think it's some sort of toy. Very underrated device among creative professionals. I watch a lot of interviews with producers of electronic music and often feel envious of all the cool gear they work with. It feels good to have my own piece of cool looking and effective hardware for my own creative process. Prepping assets for animation. Here I was animating some motion tests of the logo for the upcoming exhibition at the New York Public Library. The brand identity for this exhibit has changed a lot since I filmed this. Can't say much other than vote wisely in presidential elections. In mid-January, a production company that specializes in creating ads for Democratic and progressive candidates reached out to me. They wanted me to design and animate two 15-second ads for two different candidates running for state rep in Illinois. Here I'm sketching the storyboard for one of the ads in Procreate. I honestly prefer using Adobe Fresco over Procreate when it comes to drawing on my iPad, but the Torbox only works with Procreate. Being able to perform shortcuts in Procreate was a huge reason why I bought the Torbox Elite Plus instead of another model. I have to tap the screen way less than usual, which makes the experience of drawing on an iPad feel way more natural and seamless. Anyway, this project was on a really tight timeline, so I had to be very intentional about my workflow in order to get everything done on time and looking good. Art directing, storyboarding, designing, and animating two 15-second ads by myself was a lot more work than I expected. It wasn't the first time that I worked on a project by myself, but it was the first time working on a client project of this scale by myself. On top of that, the client was very demanding and sent endless notes. I worked a lot of 12+ hour days over the course of this project. This was definitely the most intense project I've worked on in my career so far. It was stressful as hell, but the experience made me a better and more confident motion designer. I also walked away with work that I'm very proud of, considering the tight deadline. If only I had charged more. Lesson learned. Working late into the night on one of the political ads. I've been booked pretty much non-stop so far in 2026, which I'm extremely grateful for after the previous year I had. I've been working with BET again for the past few months, and my contract with them is up in early July. It's been tough trying to juggle content creation and social media marketing and full-time client work, but I'm trying to get back on it before my contract is up. I really need to keep the work coming in, but I'm also very much looking forward to taking some time off to do some traveling and catch up on rest and relaxation. Don't be surprised if I upload a travel vlog in the next few months. Until next time, thanks for watching and take care.